So when you are submitting an offer in a multiple offer situation, you have to think from the point of view of a seller. What do sellers look for in an offer? Especially when he knows that the multiple buyers are competing for his property. You want to make sure that you understand what the seller is looking for other than the price. Every seller wants the maximum price for his property. But other than the price, there may be other things which is more important to the seller than just the price, because maybe he's in a hurry to close and go to the next home because he's going for a new job and he has to be there at the new place as fast as possible. So for him, as much as price is important to him, having a very fast closing is important to that person. So in that case, a flexibility in the closing date is more very important to the seller. Contingencies are another big factor which affects the winnability of your offer. Contingencies refers to conditions which have to be met before the sale can finalize at the closing. So contingencies like inspection, appraisal, mortgage are all which causes some sort of anxiety in the seller, because a house has to sell 3 times before you can finalize the sale. The first time as the house gets sold is when an offer is accepted by the seller. Second time after it passes the inspection. Third time after it passes the appraisal. So every time it goes through these contingencies like inspection, the seller is anticipating that the buyer is going to negotiate the price down. After inspection, you find something undesirable, the buyer is going to ask for credit or repair or negotiate the price down. Similarly, after appraisal, if the appraisal comes in lower, then the buyer is again going to renegotiate the price. And the third thing is, if your mortgage is not approved, yes, it's again another contingency which does not give certainty to the seller that the sale will go through. So considering all these factors, how can you make your offer stronger? Give the best price you can give for the property, depending upon the kind of market you are in. Then try at least 20% down payment as a down payment. So think about it. If you're comparing an offer, putting the same purchase price, let's say a purchase price of $450,000 from two buyers, the same purchase price, but one is putting down 5% and one is putting down 20%, same conventional loan type, the seller is more inclined to pick up the offer having more down payment, because he knows that the buyer is only relying on 80% loan, and even if the appraisal comes in slightly lower than the purchase price, the buyer can still go ahead with getting the loan approved, because he's not relying on 95% loan to complete the sale. So in this case, higher down payment will make a difference to your offer being more stronger. Again, cash is always the king. If you are a cash buyer, seller can close faster because it doesn't have to wait for the mortgage to be approved in case you are a cash buyer. So obviously cash is very attractive to a seller. Now you can no buyer wants to waive the contingencies. I would not recommend anybody to waive the contingencies, but sellers would love to see offers without having any contingencies, or at least limited contingencies. So limited in the sense, okay, instead of having an inspection where you are going to renegotiate the price or ask for repairs, you can give some assurance to the buyer, to the seller, that okay, you're just doing the inspection just for your peace of mind, that you are not going to nickel and dime them for each penny. Similarly, appraisal. Yes, appraisal is also another kind of anxiety-inducing process for a seller. So you can offer, as a buyer, you can offer to cover any appraisal gap, or at least a part of the appraisal gap in case the appraisal comes in lower than the purchase price. And definitely offer a flexible closing date if you can, or if not, you can have the options of giving a rent back to the seller if they are looking for one. Best case scenario is make sure you pre-underwritten or pre-approved, so that you are making the offer with all the documents showing that you are a very strong buyer, because you need to have a lender backing you to the seller and their agent, so that they have the full confidence that the buyer can perform as you say in your contract. And if you cannot pay by cash, let's show some love to the seller. You can show some love by sending some love letters. So love letters are some letters which a buyer can send to the seller, saying how much they love their house and why do they love their house in this neighborhood. Essentially appealing to the emotions of a seller. Love letters are also a thing in real estate contracts. If you're considering a home sale or purchase in 2025, I invite you to reach out to me so I can learn about your unique needs. I can be reached at 860 479 2998, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you.